Another fantastic day for the ESL Pro League. Hello, good evening. I am your host, Alex Machine Richardson, and we are live from the Intel Esports Arena. So much for you to look forward to today. Space Soldiers just yesterday, the Turkish sensations who managed to go ahead and secure themselves a spot in the Dallas finals, did so yesterday. And they came from the NDL into Season 7 this very season. So they've risen very swiftly, and we have 3 more teams that could secure themselves a ticket to those finals earlier on, or rather later on today. We get to see NIP going to be battling for it. Astralis and Na'Vi also up for contention to get themselves to those LAN finals. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Welcome to the Game Flip pre-show.
And the craziest part about all of that is that you're not even going to see Astralis and Na'Vi play today, and yet still could secure themselves a spot in Dallas. That is just how tables work. Hello and welcome to the Game Flip pre-show. I'm your host, Machine, and look at these beautiful people, human beings of Counter-Strike that I'll be talking to throughout the evening. We have Lauren Pansy Scott, Henry Greer, hanging out at the caster desk. They'll be giving you and filling your ear holes with all of that juicy casting goodness. And we have Chad Birchall and Janko Paunovic hanging out with me as well.
They're my favorite holes for audio.
You couldn't tell at the opening 7 because we were in the dark.
Yeah, we didn't know who you were. It was like we hadn't unlocked those analysts yet. that was a fighting game.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah,
with our silhouettes.
Yeah. All right, guys, okay, everyone's getting my jokes today. It's going to be a good one. Hanging out at the Xfinity analyst desk, and we start our conversation very simply, and that is just, you know, how on earth have we got to the point where not only are some of the biggest names, we're not talking about Fnatic, we're not talking about FaZe, we're not talking about G2 getting into Pro League, we're talking about Space Soldiers did it first, now NIP are up for contention. Henry, what's happening to the world?
It's unbelievable scenes, Alex. Everyone's up in arms, everyone's celebrating that NIP are back, they're making it to the finals. It's going to happen, it's not if, it's happening today.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to see them winning. They've got games this week, games next week. They're firing on all cylinders, and it's great to see.
Yes, and this is when their game is coming up. We'll bring up the schedule, because we have 2 streams running simultaneously, and I'm going to turn to you, Lauren, and give me that game to watch. Outside of the Ninja securing themselves that spot, is it the Fnatic and the French, or FaZe versus the LDLC crew that catches your eye?
Ooh, I mean, they're not...
They're juicy, I know. Make a choice.
I think the LDLC game was quite good.
Yeah, you're a big fan of LDLC right now? What really stands out to you about them? Is it the English flag? Obviously, I know you love that.
Factor in
I love his name.
Twanu's in there, the AWP. Yeah, it's a great overall package.
I think, yeah, we'll go for that. Why not? It's just kind of a pick it and go for it. I think the first game, of course, is the headline here. Absolutely,
and when you turn to the standings, you'll see why. Janko, it's getting to the last week now. Are we starting to lose hope for some of the names in that 10th, 11th, 9th? You know, those curveballs starting to become less realistic?
Yeah, I think for Fnatic, even though they still have some games to play, they just haven't gotten enough points up until this point, so it's going to be very difficult for them. I don't really see Heroic making it either, you know, still playing with S-Tag instead of Yugi. Hellraisers are an interesting one. It's going to be very difficult. G2 only a few games left, so you can see there are a lot of teams here, you know, North, G2, Hellraisers, FaZe, that are close to each other in terms of points.
Absolutely.
Alex, where's the threshold out here? Because I know that NIP only need 1 win today in overtime to qualify. Does that mean 45 points is the threshold for everyone?
Yes, Chad, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. 45 points is going to be the threshold, guys, who did the calculations.
Oh, I'm glad that you had the
I can say that with complete
and
certainty, and definitely not just hoping you're right. That's certainly not what's happening here. Now, the reason this is called the Game Flip pre-show, I should probably just go ahead and quickly remind you that the guys over at Game Flip are proudly sponsoring the ESL Pro League, and to celebrate it, they're giving away over $10,000 worth of goodies, so do not hesitate to go to gameflip.com/ESL, and you can go ahead and get your hands on some beautiful skins. Their adverts are crazy. Have you seen them?
No.
I only recently understood what they're doing. They do like someone really badly, like drawing a bow, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and then it goes like Game Flip, and then it's like a character with a bow that's cool.
Okay.
That's what they're doing.
That service they make.
Yeah, like they make you look cool because you buy skins and stuff.
Oh,
you get it?
Okay, yeah.
I got it. It took a while. I got it though. Completely
but
understood.
Skins don't make you better at the game.
Skins equals wins, and we all know it.
Depends on which game you're playing. If you're playing League of Legends, where it's an easy mode and you have to buy the skins to be good at the game, or if you're playing Dota, which we all know is just aesthetics.
Yeah.
So, pick your poison.
From skins and
always
cash to winning cash. Indeed, we do have the prize breakdown for you. Now, things have been adjusted a little bit, so go ahead and put your reading glasses on, because there's a whole lot of numbers on your screen. Now, with the Asian region joining us over in Dallas, of course, they've been announced it recently. So for Season 7, this is how it's going to go. And the way you need to understand this, and I'm going to explain it very simply, is simply the top still get the same amounts. The bottom is just going to be getting a little less. What's the situation here?
A couple less dollar
20
dues,
grand.
right? If you come last in EU or North America, you still get 12 grand for coming last.
Online.
You can tell which version of the world we live in. We're giving away prizes for coming dead last. That never used to be a thing. But something I want to know here is in the Asian region, if you come last there, that's more money than an Australian national land to come last. That's in US. That's pretty nice.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
No complaints there.
Yeah, I always prefer to see more top-heavy prize pools, but I guess it's different for Pro League because it's such a long, competition, tournament. So just being a part of it, I guess you deserve some sort of a prize. Still would have liked it to be more, you get an X amount per win, right? So if you're dead last, only have one win, well, you don't deserve $12,000. It's like, could have been anyone there. I mean, we would have gotten one win, the 5 of us in NA. Shout out to Team Dignitas.
But I guess, as well, the fact that there is not only such a long slog ahead of you, it's also that you've got to qualify for the Pro League as well, right? As in, like,
imagine that.
You've worked so hard to get there. A little bit of a consolation prize makes sense in my mind.
A little bit.
Sure, there's one team that's done that from Mountain Dew League, Space Soldiers. Look at them being the first to qualify.
Yeah.
So quite a lovely story there, I would say.
Absolutely. We won't be seeing them play today, but they are comfortable. They're going to Dallas, and it is a lovely story altogether. Now, teams that can qualify, I'm just going to go around the table, and I want to know a name that you believe will be in Dallas. You can take the easy ones, you can take the surprise ones, whatever's going to be. Just going to play a little party game, and I guess we'll start over at you, Lauren, because you look like you haven't got a name yet.
Introduce yourself to the room,
to the group,
yeah.
is it? I don't
Hi,
actually
my name's
know.
Lauren.
Oh, it's like at the start of this season, I don't think anyone put it Space. I'll just be in the first 3. So I think if Pro League sticks true to trend, God only knows. We had G2 being dead last a couple of seasons ago, and then winning it as well. I think NIP, obviously, are a team that I'm going to go for just comfortably here. I think they're doing okay. They've had some weird results. I think they lost them out to LDLC recently, and it's just, it's still a bit hit and miss, but I think they're the safety net.
That's a good one. Okay, so we've got the Ninjas.
I'm going to go with Astralis simply because they didn't make it to the finals last time. So I'm going to go with them. They're looking much better. Major Boy coming in seem to revitalise the squad somewhat, and hopefully they'll be making it and showing us what they can do in Dallas.
Okay, now, Chadney, what have you got for me?
Running out of team names here, aren't we?
I think a good one, didn't I? That was
There are 7
good
slots. We've named 2 teams so far, so...
I think that North are actually going to qualify.
You do?
Yeah, I think they're going to
How close
get
are
an
they?
upset. Well, they're on the cusp, right? I think they're in 7th or 8th right now. I think that they have a chance. They've actually been ramping up in form, surprisingly. We've been giving them a bit of flack, especially them not winning those last 2 tournaments, that whatever and the Copenhagen Games tournament. But I think, coming into the tail end of Pro League, they're going to ramp things up and qualify.
Yanko, anything for me?
Yeah, not as much faith in North from myself, but I do have faith in FaZe. I think even with Exist, they have plenty of talent on that lineup to still make it, and they're playing LDLC tonight, so that's on paper an easy game for them, which can get them the much needed points.
Yeah, needed points all round. Lauren said the Ninjas, and indeed they can qualify today. And before we do that, why don't we take a little bit of a closer look at the new addition to the Ninjas in Pyjamas. It's Dennis.
Hey guys, my name is Dennis and I play for Ninjas in Pyjamas. In August last year, we split the Fnatic roster. I went to Godsent, Olof went to FaZe. Really what happened back then was that things didn't really work out for us as a team. Everyone wanted to try something new, so that's pretty much it. After some time, I decided that, me and Godsent kind of decided that I should be benched because I didn't really see a future with them, and here we are right now. I replaced Exist in NRP, and he's a great in-game leader, but I think that NRP needed something more, a bit more firepower, which I think I can bring, and a bit more loose style. I tried to get Drakenres and Forest to do their best. I tried to help them to perform very well. So that's hopefully what I can bring to the table with a lot of fragging. It's a bit more challenge for me to be in NIP because I'm in-game leader. And I want to become the best in-game leader, in-game leading fragger, I would say, there is right now. The players inside the game are very calm, very focused, and try to just stay calm and focused so it's easy to play with each other. If you stress and scream and hype it up too much, it's going to be hard. Outside the game, everyone is quite funny. There's a lot of jokes. We have fun together, you know, we don't argue anything. I'm pretty easy to work with. If someone has an opinion, I listen. If they want to do something in game, I try to play around them. Every opinion matters just as much as anyone else in the team. To play with Get Right and Forest, the legends in my team, feels good because they have the experience to win tournaments, to go far. They don't choke. It's just good to have them in the team rather than, because Draken and Dress are pretty new, so we have experienced players with less experienced, and it's a good mix. The plan for our team is to develop over time, of course. We don't stress, we try to focus for the next coming games. We just try to get as good as possible with as fast as possible, but still not too fast. We need to learn from our mistakes and just keep developing on the time. We try to create a new NIP and just leave the old one behind. So it's going to take time.
That was Dennis there, the new in-game leader for the Ninjas in Pyjamas. And I like what he's saying as well, just regarding taking their time. They're not rushing to the finish line and learning from their mistakes. Well, no mistakes to be highlighted, but we do have your favorite analyst, or at least one of them, hanging by at the touchscreen. We're going to see what Chad's got to say for us, breaking down the first map.
Yeah, we're going to be going into Nuke against North here for NIP. And on the first map, we're basically going to be looking at a strategy that NIP are running where Draken really deviates from the plan. Now, in the previous round, they just ran the standard wall smokes, where they smoke off yard and they want to push down secret and grab control of under. Here, Draken's actually going to make a play where he pushes around towards ladder. Now, the team is able to play on the fly and react together, where they're able to actually, you know, be able to split the upper bomb site. So if we pause it here, we've got a couple of things I want to point out. This is the standard wall smoke. This wall smoke right here, it blocks the visibility from the CTs, and it's going to allow the Ts to push down secret in a normal round. And this is what happened in the previous. Now we have to look at the hero of this round, which is Draken, who's going to find a lot of space. He's actually going to jump off of mini roof and push around towards ladder base. Now the rotation, because of the wall smoke, is going to force players away from yard. They have to drop down the vent to pick up the slack because no one is able to cover or see anything in that area. So if we start playing it here, you're going to see him throw a flash, he's going to jump around, he's going to land, and now Mo, who's rotated from the top side, is going to land just in time to see Draken, but the pressure is too much. This isn't a shot that an AWPer is able to take. It allows the danger man, once more, Draken, to continue to push safely and play towards ladder, putting pressure on the rotation of the CTs. Mo has to drop back. That's not a safe place for an AWP to play in close range. So if we start playing it out here, you're going to see him drop down the ladder and Draken continue to push around to ladder base. Meanwhile, Caesar's had to play for information because the top pressure has been too much, and here he's just going to get taken out by Get Right. Now they have the 4-on-5 advantage. Draken, the hero, once more, just with information, just with space, is now going to push around to top of ladder. This is where the pressure goes onto the upper bomb site, and all the players there are going to be in trouble. We have Hobbit, who had to watch ladder. We have Adren, who you can't see right now in mini, and then you have Dozier over here towards the vent. This means that the Ts are able to pinch the bomb site through Annex, through Heart, and from ladder. If we play it out now, you're going to see that the first kill will go down, and if you look here in mini, Adren is going to have to move out of place, going to die to the players Dennis and Rez who are coming through. They're going to finish off the last defender, which is Dozier, and basically win the round from there. Nice and simple split onto the upper bomb site.
Well, consider me impressed. There you go. And that, I mean, what's interesting as well about all of that is Draken being heroic with something that isn't the AWP. You know, we talked about his proficiency with it. He seems to be a comfortable rifler as well, Yenko.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for you to make a move like that, you obviously can't do it with an AWP. You have to have a rifle so you can get those quick trades and everything. So it's good to see NIP have these small adjustments, right? As Chad pointed out, after running something default, that's what we talk about, you know, having a game plan and baiting your opponents into reactions. He was in a perfect position to flank, and that won in the round.
It certainly did. Now, I was just kind of glancing at my monitor to try and get my head around the head-to-head, as in how do NIP and North match up? It's an interesting one to me. We're going into Nuke, and I genuinely am unsure whether or not these guys are particularly proficient on it. We can see that the last 3 matchups went down in Katowice and way back in the Season 6 finals. That's quite a while ago. So they played twice in Katowice. And the last time was in 2017.
Yeah, not a big sample size between these two rosters, especially now that they're, finding their feet a little bit more. But I think on Nuke, that's where we have to draw our attention. North, historically, a fantastic team on this map, whereas NIP, they've kind of been okay. It's never been towards the top of their wheelhouse. It's kind of just been something they dabble with. Now, North have played this map quite a few more times than that of NIP, but the results for North are against weaker teams, right? They have your boys, Valiants, they beat them in Copenhagen Games, they beat Fragsters. Exactly, all of these are barely wins, right? Space Soldiers was 16-11, versus Valiants it was 16-12, versus Fragsters it was 16-14, versus Na'Vi it was 16-14, and then they had 2 losses to Astralis and Heroic. So you add context to those results, they could go either way, right? There's a clutch here, there, or everywhere that could have happened for either team. Then you look at NIPs, they have 1 win and 2 losses, but I think they played teams like Gambit and Virtus Pros. Yeah. So both teams are probably in a very similar position when it comes to Nuke.
Yeah, and when it comes to actual fragging capacity, this is when the question gets a bit more spicy. Between the 2 rosters, Yanko, who do you think's got the hardest hitters?
That's the problem, because you would probably say with Valde and Kirby and Merz, the new young gun, you would point towards North, right? But the way they have been playing lately, they haven't, even the individuals haven't played up to their potential. And also on the other side, on the side of NIP, Draken and Rez and Dennis, even being an in-game leader, he's also really delivered in fragging. So I would lean towards NIP in this particular one, especially with guys like Forest more so than Getright, lurking in the shadows. Really, they can, especially Forest at any given time, have one of his games and just take over.
There's less weak links in NIP than there is in that of North, right? Because you look towards North, we're seeing from time to time, MSL and AZ have poor games, whereas in this team, if someone has a poor game, there's always someone else to pick up the slack. Here you can see the CT hold coming out from NIP. We've got Rez as the ramp anchor, Getright, he goes up ladder every round, Forest is in top side as well. Dennis with the rotator icon, he's basically here, there, and everywhere, and Draken with the AWP in yard.
Yeah, Getright as well, infamous for spraying through that wall of smokes. He's done some ridiculous things, just has that control. And final point from you, Yanko.
Yeah, and an interesting dynamic is going to be with the departure of Exist. He was that tanker on the upper bomb site and some of the other maps. Forrest was like the rotator between upper and yard. He was helping wherever it's necessary, and he likes that. He's more proficient when he gets to move around and take some fights the way he likes it. So going to be interesting to see him in that anchor position.
It's going to be fun to see how things do change up as a map that NIP historically incredibly strong on, and no stranger to historical Counter-Strike is that of Henry G. I'm sure you like to talk about the yesteryears on occasion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Lauren Pansy Scott is hanging out as well. Nuke, I asked who's the hardest hitter. I'll leave that question with you.
Well, we'll find out. It's going to be interesting. We obviously haven't seen NIP play Nuke a ton since the new look comes in. Obviously, Dennis at the helm now. Was a very strong map for them historically, as Alex said. We'll see if they can topple North today. It will be them starting on the T side, North that is, and it will be Forza Tavama, MSL with the utility, 1HE grenade, a smoke, and the flashbang. We have the defuse kit for Draken as well. He plays outside. Forest, one of the pistol masters, along with Dennis. We're using that silence USP in the main entrance right now. Looks like a slow approach towards outside. Rez will open things up at the ramp, taking down MSL. They're looking to split towards the upper side of things. I'd assume with the ramp play they were going towards lower, but it looks like main entrance has been the call at this point. Main entrance they will head. Forest waiting in the vents. He can hear them coming. He'll pop out and try and find those headshots, but missing the shots. He'll be taken down, and Draken will have to pick up the pieces from the ladder.
We'll see if he can do this going a little ahead. Does have Dennis with him there, and yeah, this is looking quite a nice comfortable round in the end. It looked quite dangerous at the beginning, but now they've kind of settled down, and it's NIP with good positioning. The bomb down in pretty much no man's land, and Kiebi fighting against the odds with that Glock. I've always liked North with their creativity back in yesterday, and the way they would approach pistol rounds, and most of the rounds. They're always one of the teams that's quite fun to watch and ingenious in their approaches. That's kind of subsided a little bit here, but maybe we'll see a little bit of that. They need something here, I feel, against NIP, who currently I'd still say hold the favour over this.
Yeah, absolutely. They're certainly the favourites, considering North have been very streaky recently, especially with their local lands like Copenhagen Games Law, and they didn't even make the final.
That should be your bread and butter.
Yeah, that should be a land where you're going for fun. You're just going to humiliate the opposition there, especially a team of their caliber, the amount of money they're making, the whole marketing machine behind it, playing out of a stadium, one of the biggest Copenhagen teams. Either way, North did manage to get to the final of the Bets Net Masters last weekend, so improving, of course. We'll give them credit where it's due. Forest using the smoke at the very start there towards the squeaky door. This is the full purchase from North, Mertz, the AWPer, who we had to really see a lot from. Yeah, he's the very definition of inconsistent. Sometimes has absolute amazing games and some are blowouts. He is incredibly talented. He is new to the scene. It's his rookie year. So that's to be expected. So I'm not dissing him or anything like that. It's just to say, like, obviously some work to do before he becomes a renowned name within the scene. Either way, though, Draken, he'll be using the scout this time towards the ladder, and there's got to spot a couple of players out there. MSL will be tagged up by Dennis. It looks like an easy frag at this point. Draken coming in, and a few frags and Mertz. One thing I will say about him is his deagle is pretty filthy as he gets one of the kills. Not for long, though. Down he goes. Remember, he had no armor, so that's why the USP works so effectively there. AZ, another controversial player, Lauren. I guess we can talk about him quickly.
God, yeah.
In the Dignitas days was phenomenal. Like, one of the hottest properties within CSGO in terms of young players. Unfortunately, his days within FaZe were very disappointing. Maybe I'm talking a bit too much over this. His deagle was looking quite spicy. And then once he got into this team, hasn't really lived up to the potential we know he's got. But either way, this is looking quite good. 2 headshots, and that's all he'll find, unfortunately, for him.
Though.
Yeah, good effort. Take some money out of the hands of NIP. I did see an auto shotgun there, just to note.
I think I was on Get Right.
Yeah, that sounds about,
sure,
that sounds about
yeah,
right.
I'll take that. He's always been one to kind of like do the Julies.
Julies and
he's been
shotguns,
he's a
you know,
spicy
P90s, auto snipers.
Yeah, God, the P90.
He hasn't done that for a while, but that was his.
I was waiting to see it here just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
But no, just a quick reference as well, if you guys didn't catch it yesterday, NIP did play LDLC and they actually lost on Nuke 16-10. So that was something probably in the back of their minds to a degree. This is a very different matchup, though, different teams playing up against. LDLC, a curious one, and pardon?
Easy got tagged by Dennis as he dropped down. And they have planted the bomb still, so you know what? That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, they've
Full
actually
eco round.
surprisingly done okay. Now, MSL not going to get anything from that, but yeah, bomb plant, you can never be upset about that. But yeah, looking at what happened yesterday, Get Right and Draken having very quiet performances. Draken just reaching double digits at 10 kills throughout the entirety of the game.
Wow.
So not a big performance. That's on
like
you want.
the thing is as well, like LDLC are like almost certainly not making it to the finals now. And
So losses like that are actually very
detrimental. But the thing is, they just get 2 points against North today. They're still making it, and that's it. That's what the whole process is about. As long as you make it, doesn't really matter what.
How you get there in a way, yeah.
You know, like, sure, it might help with seedings, you become number 1 and etc. But overall, just making it, that's what this is all about. It's a long, arduous process. As we'll go for the outside smokes here. These will be the slightly faster ones that can be thrown from T-Spawn. Mertz just waiting for the queue to deploy. His teammates going to get on silo first. Then I'm sure the smokes will be thrown. It looks like a very standard round from them. You want to be throwing the smokes almost every single round, even if you're not using them, just to force a rotation, just to keep them second guessing so they don't get too much information. You can't just deploy them when you're going to use them. That doesn't make sense, because then they know that's exactly what you're doing. You want to throw them every single round just to keep up that mystique. As MSL will be going first. Draken with the MP9, though, great work. Takes him down. The in-game leader removed. He might want to upgrade to the AK. Drops the incendiary just to buy himself a bit of time and space. Good work. And this is maybe a little bit overzealous. He probably gets punished here. I feel like just getting the AK was fine. He didn't need to do that play at all.
Felt like he rushed himself a little there, but it is a 4v4, and there's still potential for both sides to be able to control this. Now, Dennis did manage to tip the scales back towards NIP's favour, but there's still threats aplenty. You've got Kiebi now winding himself up towards that outside area. That'll be Dennis, who's the one who just got the kill. So position duly noted, and Dennis aware that there could be someone looking for that trade back in, and might hear the steps. Not sure if he's doing the crouch jump up. I can imagine Kiebi's trying to stay as silent as possible. And up he goes towards Crows. So that's possibly a big factor here. This could definitely help out, alleviate some of the pressure. NIP trying to find information somewhere. That's Get Right pushing forward. Maybe the relay of information from Dennis saying, I don't have control of this. You need to make a move. Forrest certainly put towards notice as well, as we do see the T side trying to get that bomb plant down. That looks quite likely at this point.
This is looking great for North. Forest and Dennis will be towards main entrance. Now just Dennis, and 2 versus 3 ensues. Mertz, though, should be able to hit this shot. Not quite, though. Rez will take him down. It's a bit of that inconsistency we talk about. He's very flashy, but sometimes doesn't always connect. Bomb has been planted, though, and it will be Valda and Kiabi to hold off this play. Good stuff by Valda, managing to flash and still get the frag. Rez left in a 1 versus 1. Picks up the M4A4. He hopes has bullets inside it. Does he smoke towards the bomb? Looks like he will. He actually goes for the full defuse here. Oh, he actually was on it. He got off the bomb.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that could have changed anything. Certainly a weird one.
Come right down to the wire. Like, I don't know.
That would have been very close.
He got off it. I think he would have
been an error, right?
I think he would have gone down at the 4.5 second mark still, but yeah, a bit odd. He got off the bomb. Either way, it will be North to get the round. Came down to the 1v1 though. The first time the AWP comes out in Draken's hands. Yeah. See if that works out for him. North though posting their first round. They won't bring out the AWP just yet. By the looks of things, it will just be Mertz, who had it last round. Will be stuck on the AK, considering they had one player surviving the previous. So there you go.
Yeah, both of these AWPers are one of the the flashier sort of players. So a nice little kind of symmetry towards that. Obviously, you'd argue, and be quite rightly so, saying that NIP's AWPer has had a little bit more experience and pedigree by this point than Mertz, who's one of those players. You're just waiting to see if he can become one of those big players down the line. Certainly plenty of talent in Denmark, it seems. They're able to really farm up these young upcoming players. But first bit of contact made, MSL being reminded that it's not all for free out here.
Yeah, good work. Bit of damage inflicted there. MSL has let AZ get down towards Secret though, so one player already making his way down. Kiabi going towards the main entrance here, takes a peek towards the hut. Didn't spot anything, gives himself a smoke to cover his back, so Dennis can't take him down. Smart play. Get right now was cut out for him. He's got a couple of kills to find here. Certainly gets them. 2 versus 3 in favour of NIP. AK shots from Mertz. Needs to connect one of these. Can't do it. Forest takes him down. And that looks like it should be completed. It is indeed Forest to finish things off. That's quite a harsh reset considering they had one player survive in the previous round. No bomb in that one. And it's looking like they'll have to have a force to take the double eco here. So get right. There it is. That 2-kill spray down. That's exactly what he needed, and they will be forcing into this one. Just to note why they force is because they have $1,400 per player. They get $1,900 next round, which still isn't enough to buy. So you try and win this one. It's a gamble, but you'll just take the eco next round, and then after that you'll be able to buy.
Let's see if they can find one kill there. Dennis catching Valde, but doesn't give away the full picture. There's a lot of players present, but AZ looking to try and get a bit of a nice bit of timing towards how he kind of plays down towards ramp. Forrest, though, enjoying himself here. Just a bit of target practice, it seems, as Mertz is in the 1v5. Good news for NIP, that stable economy to begin with. Able to keep that utility nice and high, a big factor in this map that can be a real hindrance towards CTs. But 5 alive, no real threats found, no bomb plant for North. And not really much to write home about. As you said, double eco in practice.
Yeah, force play in the previous round, you can see they got 2k now. They get $2,400 next round. So it works out pretty much the same. Sure, if you took the eco in the previous, you'd get like a lot more money. You'd be able to buy AWPs and everything like that. But still, on the T side, 4.5k is enough to get the AKs, smoke, flashbangs, a basic full buy, essentially, as we get into round number 7 here. Just Glocks. I don't think any PT-50s purchased. No, nothing at all. So a very easy round coming in. If MSL can sneak the bomb down towards lower again, that would be great. But I don't really see that happening. One player has made it down, though. Who is that? It is Mertz. Hasn't committed. Must be holding by this secret entrance here as Dennis. Looks like he's having a bit of a wild one tonight, Lauren. Hits every single shot we've seen so far. Ooh, that's a miss.
That's a miss. That's the one you just hope no one sees. I'm fine, I have to fall back to another corner, but MSL trying to find the opportune moment to strike, and he did at least get right down, but these are just Glocks. As much as Dennis gets found, this really shouldn't be going the way it is. We have Mertz and AZ left, and Rez trying to deal with this before it spirals out of control. No guns to be picked up for AZ just yet, and Draken, please, hit the shot! Hit. The worst thing is we saw all of it as well.
Every single missed shot, we were on board with it. So, yeah, I'm afraid everyone saw that young Swede. Either way, round number 8, and like I said, AK, smoke, flashbangs. Not a full buy in terms of all the utility, the AWP, but it's enough. North at one point were considered a very methodical, tactical team in terms of executions and all that sort of stuff. But recently it's been a looser playstyle, trying to get on board with, I guess, more recent CSGO meta, but hasn't really worked out how they wanted. I think they should stick to their guns, and what made them a great team was the executions, was the strategies, and maybe going back to that would be a better protocol.
Yeah, their Mirage plays were lovely to watch. They had some really nice
Cobblestone
approaches.
as well. They had one of the most unbeatable B executions. They defined how you could execute towards B, and now everyone does that, and they've kind of stopped innovating in terms of the tactics they're bringing to the table.
Certainly a talented side. So that'd be nice to see come back. I remember we started seeing the deeper smokes from North as well on this map. They were the ones who first kind of started getting those early smokes towards Crows. But that aside, MSL has found the first kill here. The Draken going down. He's not having the big performance, maybe having a couple of off days, not what you want in this stage of the Pro League, obviously. But his team's doing quite well anyway, 6-1, of course, being that scoreline. Now, North have a bit of map territory. They're going to make those kind of rotations uncomfortable. Dennis going to get caught on the move. Kiebi up amongst them, spots the player towards Vent. That's going to be called out. Mertz is chomping at the bit to get down there, but that's Get Right, who's going to be locked away for now. Can't quite make the play up as the bomb gets planted. And the 3 remaining players from NIP unlikely to pull off this retake. Not sure where that first real strike would begin. That's certainly not a bad beginning, but again, very tricky to pull off.
I think they'll be saving the rifles at this point. It looks like an impossible situation for them. Forest down towards lower. Still 3 players alive for NIP, but Forest pretty far removed. I'm not sure. I actually don't know if you get blown up by the bomb down in lower. I assume you don't.
Think so. I
Unless
don't
he's heading
know.
towards ramp. I would say you do die if you're directly beneath it like that.
Because it goes through walls, right? Like it's.
Well, no, it looks like he.
Let's
seems
see.
more
Let's see
confident
how
in
much
this.
damage he takes anyway. Because he's what? Still by like the second or the first circle of it. So
Yes, it does do considerable damage.
it's got to be less than it was.
It
though.
does 89, right? So that was him at 100 HP down to 9. So there we go. It will be at least considerable damage, you know? That's fine.
Yep.
But you can survive, it turns out. We'll be into round number 9, and we'll be getting into North with another decent buy, of course, after winning the previous round. NIP did save some rifles, so they'll have the AWP in the hands of a Draken. We'll see what happens here. Forest will be wallbanged at the very start. You can see how powerful that could be with the AKs. Takes him down to 48. And now Forest, 10 kills to his name. 6-2. North really needs to start finding consecutive rounds here and gets NIP to an eco. That would be ideal at this point.
That's the dream, isn't it? Looking at it this way, though, both of the AWPers probably want to start, winding themselves into this match. We've seen Mertz, I think, currently on 1 kill, so not exactly a big beginning for him. He's going to want to start building himself into this. And this might be a North doing a nice little set piece. We like to see this. Molotov's in hand. They're going to be put to play towards the upper site. Molotov goes in towards hut. And this is nice. I like this from North. This is whether it works out or not is yet to be seen. But this is the sort of stuff that was always very characteristic towards him that we said would be a lovely feature to see. And exactly, you can see as to why. It's gone very nicely. The lower side has been being fought for. And that's Rez actually making a big bit of a play. MSL just about staying alive on 8 HP. But the bomb's planted. They're in decent enough plant positions. This is quite fun. You can see the rotation's trying to be held by Mertz. But it's AZ and Valde doing that. And Mertz is just having a very, very awkward play here. Gets outdone by Get Right, AWP recovered, and now Get Right needs to just get away from here, really.
Exciting stuff there. North of the lovely lower execution there. You're right, that's exactly what we were talking about before. Double smokes outside the vents, Molotovs all over the upper bomb side, flashbangs going in, utilising those new look skylight windows, and then down towards lower. Not a single bit of damage taken there as well. Suggests it was a perfect executed tactic. If you get the bomb down and it's still a 5-on-5, that does say you've really done a fantastic strat and managed to avoid absolutely everyone. So well played. His AZ watching for the rotations to see how crispy these shots were. That was quite nice. So was that one. Well played. And there we have it. 6-3. And this is the last buy for NIP. Let's see them with the saved AWP and Forest. Still has 3.5 grand. But really do need to try and win this round. 6-3. As we get into round number 10 here. AZ looking to use that hut spawn potentially. Draken with the AWP. Gets to the red boxes. See if we can find anything here, any sort of gap. It looks like Mertz was aware of the possibility of that, but does get taken down. Flashbangs thrown on either side. Draken again, this is one of his characteristic sort of plays. Doesn't know when to fall back. This time it works out very well for me. Players all around him, nails the shot towards the silo position, gives him the 5-on-3 res. You do not need to fight this at all. He can drop down towards lower, get the intel around from, then go down. That's all you have to do. Play a more defensive line. Get right. This is a really wonderful play. Gets the bomb. He doesn't have a smoke. That would be so good if he could just drop a smoke in towards the radio room there. But Valde will do it for him, it seems. They're going to try and pick up the bomb. Oh, dear. Where is it? Uh-oh. Oh, no. He's had a whoopsie there.
He's done the wiggle. He's done the mouse wiggle of sadness.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Henry, it's not good,
I've wasted the smoke. I've got no bomb. It's a 5-on-2.
Oh, Valde. All been there. And we happens to be on cash on the T side, like we do the double smokes in mid and they smoke middle and I just get stuck on the wall. It's just like, cool.
Well, notice how NIP are allowing them to have it. They don't need to play that bomb. Like, it's just a duel they don't have to take. Give North enough rope to hang themselves at this point, because if you start fighting them and challenging them, that's a chance for them to get kills and an opening to a bomb site. If you just hold up in the sites where they have to plant the bomb, then they get nothing for it. You know, they're going to really struggle to even get near a bomb site here. Forest might even just be blocking the vents. I think he is. He's got one of them on his head. Oh my goodness. And this is a clean sweep for NIP. 10 seconds now. They might just let him survive just to kind of make sure he gets no money for the next round. He's got 2,800 right now. We'll see whether He will get away. He does. You can see there, no cash injected into his bank account, but he does save the AK and armor. His teammates will buy around him. This will be the final buy. They didn't win this one, but well played. Great reaction from Get Right. As soon as he gets the call that it's obviously the 5-on-3, they've shown presence towards ramp. It's very likely they're all there. Goes in behind them. Cheeky position, takes the bomb down, and then just wastes so much time by not challenging at all. They have to waste all their utility to try and pick that bomb up.
Yeah, well, we do have a match pause coming in now.
So we've got North just to work out, I guess, how they're going to distribute the wealth.
Yeah. Draken there, probably with a confidence booster as well in that round. He'd had a couple of issues leading up to this, but, you know, nice couple of kills. Confident play, I mean, you know, it can be the downfall and it can be a nice result like that. So it's a bit of a middle ground between the two, and you are correct. It's North taking the time out here, as said, to discuss probably how they're going to approach this round, what they're going to do with it. Plenty of timeouts throughout this, short timeouts, but there's a good few of them, so you can use them for this mentality. And we'll see how they've kind of spread the wealth. It looks like I see Galil up in play, so this could be fun.
Should be some... impact of it yet, but Kiabi getting silence. Standing position. Easy. Spraying towards the main entrance again. Kiabi opts to drop down. They're going to be throwing those same outside sprays, like I said, every single round. Get them in there. Even if you're not going to use it, MSL just throws some nades towards outside, just shows, yep, we're out here. You can't see us, and he'll fall back towards the lobby. This looks like another upper execution. Maybe the same one down towards lower, Lauren. We'll see. As Forrest this time changed his position. Knowing that that was a weakness before, he allowed them to get down lower unscathed. He wants to be there actively challenging this time. Here come the smokes, and Forrest is ready to frag, but he'll get nothing for it. Adjust the position, but he does get destroyed. Get Right will be trying to fend them off, though. Lovely work by Dennis and Get Right. So many kills coming in. Dennis even killing his own teammates, and it's not going to matter. Mertz goes down eventually. 4 kills for Dennis, one of which was a team kill. We'll call it 3 overall. And there it is. So that was another execution by North. This time not getting on events. It's the upper execution. See the Molotov on top of the hut. Forrest got nothing done, but Dennis certainly did.
Oh, it's called Rez in the heel.
Right in the shin. There we go.
Oh, dear. But that was a lovely little bit of work between Get Right and Dennis there. That was very nice.
Lots of damage inflicted, and then Get Right has all the aggro taken on the bomb side floor.
Yeah.
Dennis comes in from the heavens and takes him down.
Pretty nice, and I was surprised that Get Right was able to get away with it. The flash was quite good from North as well. They had him banged to rights, but he certainly came through somewhat the better for it, as Dennis was there to support him, and now we do see, again, the Glocks out to play. Just eyeing up the plant if possible, and Get Right's going to have the time of his life here. Sprays in, once the king of it, still certainly got the crown, just sat behind him. So, all alive for NIP, no plant to be seen for North. This is looking quite one-sided here.
Yeah, 9-3. It was looking like close game, and still Northing at 9-6. That would be ideal at this point. Okay. A lot of people saying this is a very CT-sided map still, even after some of the changes Valve tried to make, but I would agree with that. I haven't seen it played a lot at a high-level tournament yet, like in terms of like a semi-final at a LAN or anything like that. So it's unfortunately it's a map we kind of rarely see in those high pressure stages of a tournament, because no team's really like a specialist on it, and if anyone is, the other team usually isn't. You know, yeah, it's just straight up banned.
I think what you've got, Virtus Pro certainly have still.
They play it a lot. G2 like to play it. We've got Kenny S who loves that map. North will play it as well.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? It's not quite played in the map pool. Apparently, it's only Inferno these days. One map is all we need, and actually outside control taken over by North. We've seen them have this before. Wonder if they can now kind of convert this towards one of the sites and actually get something going for themselves. Mertz out on his own, but it's Forrest to find Valde. Bit of a fact-finding mission. He finds a little bit too much. A 1-for-1 trade comes through, still leaving the T side with a good advantage, but Mertz is still a little further away from this. Flash goes in for Kievi. We did see them win one of these rounds before when they had this sort of advantage. So again, let's see what NIP can do in response once that bomb does go down.
Here we go. This is looking promising now for North. Bomb should be planted unscathed. Kiabi patrolling towards the ladder position. Get Right. He pushed lobby at the very start, upgraded to the AK-47. Now going to be swinging around towards main entrance. You can see Kiabi, though, aware of that prospect. Reds will be trying to get his way up towards the ladder position. But there it is. Get Right opts to go help him out. Takes some aggro away. Good Molotov to flush one of the T's out of position. And looks like he should still be winning this one. Where's the teammate? Draken needs to come in now. He will be coming through, hitting the shot, taking some of the aggro away. Now Mertz, not a rifler, but oh my goodness, I thought he was about to nail that shot. It is going to be a defuse for NIP. A close round, but one NIP will be winning. Double digits for them. Bomb planted, another buy available, but still North. I thought they had that one at the back, considering Kiavi's position, but good play from Get Right just to take the aggro away for a second, you know, like get up.
Gives you that chance.
Boost on the air, the aircon unit, makes a bit of noise, and as soon as he does it, Rez trades the kill. Draken hitting the shots after a few misses earlier on, and yes, very promising half now for an IP.
Yeah,
one more
really
round will
good.
make it. excellent.
Yeah, I feel as though North feeling we're looking quite flat here. Sadly, it's a shame. I love seeing some of the ideas they come up with. That lower hit, the upper hit was very nice.
Let's do that lower head again. It worked perfectly. Didn't lose a single kill.
Surprisingly, they haven't gone back to that.
Yeah, let's roll that again. I
know their utility's a little sparse here, but they've had opportune moments where they could have done that, but maybe just not feeling like it's a possibility. But I'd love to see it. I'm always a fan of seeing very well constructed rounds like that. It feels quite few and far between at times in these days of CS:GO. But Draken, what a position! That's not exactly what MSL's instantly going to assume an AWPer is sat towards. But Dennis here, out towards the outside.
Yeah, that's one of their variations of the outside smoke. Sometimes MSL goes down with it, sometimes he doesn't. This time he did, and Draken read it well. Didn't even challenge outside, just waited for MSL to walk into his crosshair. Easiest shot you'll probably get. Takes it down, and it will be the 5-on-4. Hard recovery now. Rez, still hungry for frags. He's got a lot of intel that lobby is clear, so that means it's going to be an outside play. They can reposition accordingly now. Rez can hold this spot, and here comes Mertz. Still got to count out the timings here. Mertz might be able to get the frag, especially that frag happening there in the lobby. Rez might reposition, but still holding true. Mertz has got the bomb as well, so he needs to be very careful. He can't really commit by himself. He needs to make sure he's got teammates with him. That's why he goes towards outside.
I wonder if Rez heard those steps. He might have done, but that's not too surprising anyway. Well, the control, of course, sitting over there, down to 28 seconds. Clock ticking, and Draken is not having the time of his life down here. That's a nice shot to make up for it. Does actually manage to back away, readjust position. Can't catch again. Wide peeks out, or swings out, should I say. And yeah, these guys are just applying pressure. Look at this firing squad. And why did he run back into that? I don't know what he's going to get out. It's a 3v2, and Rez and Gerai are in control.
He let them plant, but he got the knife, I guess, so that's something. I think the spin on the bomb at that point would have been great, but still, yeah, Draken definitely overcommitted. He gets 2 great frags. After a few misses as well, I'd be up that ladder. I'm just like, cool, rotate in, boys. I can't do anything more with this. They're going to be waiting for me.
It felt like he was, almost kind of overcompensating for the fact that he just didn't hit those shots. Like, I'll just stick around and hope for the best, but here's where it is. They're doing fine, though. It's easy to be critical, but they are up 11-3.
They're still winning rounds here. You can't be too mad about it, so it's all fine. It's just, I would just say, like, you won't see the absolute veterans making that sort of play. Now, after getting 2 kills, Guardian especially is so good at winning the round. Even if he gets some crazy shots, he won't overcommit. I think we saw it earlier in the week. I was commenting on the fact like he just got 3 kills at the start. They're going to win the round. He could get the ace, but he still just holds the defensive lines.
I think it was on Inferno, right?
Yeah, that's right. And he just makes sure he's going further back. He misses a shot, he accepts it, and just makes sure he's doing what he can to win the round. That's the bigger picture. And some of the younger players might get carried away with the thoughts of like, oh, this would be a sick highlight reel. If I hit this no scope now, that'll be it. Be on Reddit. It'd be crazy. But like the vets know what they have to do to win rounds.
Let's see what.
I'm not saying he does that every time.
No. But you see it in small moments where you can see them getting into it a little bit. And it's only a pressure moment down there. There's 3 players, all guns are blazing. You kind of want to come out and fight it. But Rez, good timing on the Molotov here. Going to keep North at bay. Let's see if he has a little look. Doesn't spot anyone here.
A ramp boost at this point in that corner will be so good. Dropping in like once a half will be so powerful. Like Rez in that position, no doubt in my mind he gets like 3 frags there. But either way, it will be Forest to trade things back towards lowers where they found most of the success. If they can get the 11-4 here, it would be still a competitive game. 12-3 maybe not, as Forest just completely dismantles them on the lower bomb side. Does get planted at least. Right click flashbang comes in, and a great shot from Dennis. Really clinical stuff there. 4 versus 1. He'll get nothing done with it. Lauren, it's going to be 12-3. And NIP looking very comfortable indeed. It seems like Nuke is still an ace up their sleeve.
Yeah, I was actually a little worried when I saw Nuke, and I looked at the recent results. Obviously, that issue with LDLC kind of lingering there, only from yesterday. A very quick, very close result. Gets a little bit unnerving, but it seems that all my doubts are unfounded, and NIP is still very much in control here. North, sadly, a couple of nice moments for them, a couple of nice hits coming out from them, a couple of rolling back to them being quite clinical, but we've seen good performances all around on kind of either side of things. It looks like everyone from NIP is having a pretty decent game here.
Well, remember, they only need one single win out of these best of ones. 3 points will do it. They'll be in the Pro League finals. Lauren, Mertz got 2 and 15. And that's what I'm talking about, that inconsistency. Sometimes some absolute blowout games where he just gets nothing done at all. Like, Draken wasn't even on amazing form there. It's making him look a little silly. So there we go. 2 and 15. That is an absolute horror show, especially when he's AWPing. T-side AWP on Nuke is hard, but if it's not working out for you, stop buying it. It's normally my advice. So if it's not finding anything at all, just stop purchasing it. It's actually costing the team more in terms of finances than you being on SMGs and pistols, because you have to keep buying the AWP. Valda as well. They have a superstar in this team, the main headline act of North, 4 kills. So that's also not ideal.
No. Hopefully they do find a bit more performance coming to maybe their next maps. I don't see this being the big recovery. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's, you know, when you get to that 12-3 scoreline, sadly, it's not always in your hands. Your unforced and forced errors become factors that you can't really account for when you have so few rounds to actually play with. 3 to be precise. The pistol, of course, can have a lot of value and weight to it. That's going to be a huge one here.
With a map like Nuke, it's pretty much one of the only maps in the pool where a 12-3 scoreline, as long as you get the pistol, it's still like possible. You know, like still,
I guess, yeah,
it's still up there because it's such a stronghold on the CT side. As long as you can win the pistol and just have a perfect game and play as you would.
Just have a perfect game.
Well, you know, it's just one of those maps where it's not like super execution based. It's not like tons the T's can do. It's like more just down to they'll throw the outside smokes, and as long as you control the money, you reset them a couple of times, and then you've got still better rounds where you can afford to lose 3. So it's still fine. They win the pistol. That has to be the starting point there. They lose that, obviously all that goes out the window. But in Pro League, 12-3, we said it yesterday, will there ever be a team that can win the pistol after getting a 12-3 half?
Oh yeah, we saw the first 2 and then the third got turned or something last time around. Well, we'll find out. NIP, it's all on you pretty much here. The USPS in Mertz's hands. He's desperate to probably put some numbers up here. Dennis, though, going to do the damage for him. Mertz does back away, doesn't outstay his welcome. Going to be overwhelmed if he did. A lot of hungry ninjas looking for a opportunity to strike, but a bit of the Glock train going around the map. Not sure where the destination may be yet, as Mertz is still kind of perching up top, looking for that opportune moment to maybe get a couple of shots through, but no one really giving much away here. Gotta be careful. Ooh, easy found Get Right. And you love trying to observe this map sometimes.
Yeah, it is a bit of a nightmare in that respect. Kiabi does spot one towards the ladder, nails the shot. Like I said, it looks like North will be winning the pistol round here as Pro League tradition. We have to make sure it is all 30 rounds of the 12-3. Forest will be in a 3 versus 1 now. Not really much he can do with this, I'm afraid. The bomb's down. AZ's done enough. 2 kills for him. And we'll see whether he can at least get 1 more kill, perhaps. That's pretty much all he can really do. As he'll make his way towards the ladder. Mertz is low. 16 HP. Bomb recovered. But how does he get it down?
Okay. You can isolate any of these into 1v1s. Be lovely. Up the ladder we go. No one's actually there. Okay. Up on the rafters. He had a couple waiting. So if it was a Mertz, there was a player as well. Not too far from there was MSL. So again, North will do what they needed. You kind of put that marker down. You said that's the first goal, right? That's the initial one you have to go for. And they've achieved that. Now, let's see what they do going forward. They have to be quite clean about this. They want to keep that money nice and high, keep that utility going. See, the cleaner, the better. And for NIP, they've got the decent buy coming back in of Deagles, CZs, armor. A couple of flashes, no smokes, nothing much more than that. Obviously, money being a little bit lacking. So we'll see if they can maybe make something happen with those CZs. See them becoming very powerful. At least the one CZ would get right. The rest on the Deagles. You can see why range is certainly a bit of a factor in this map in comparison to others.
Most outside tactics will be ran with the Deagles. It's very difficult to get towards the ramp up with no smokes at all. Good shot there by the scouts in the hands of Mertz. Does take Rez down to 13. Dennis now will find 1 kill. That's the scout being dropped actually. Kiabi, bit of pressure towards it now. They know where he is as the CT start to rotate. Good shot towards Forest. A couple of players with no helmets. You can see how they're dropped quite quickly. And there we go. That should be a round done and dusted for NIP. Not really much they can do with this one. Get right does steal 1 kill away. Henry. Yeah. Maybe talking a little bit too quickly. As Kiabi will on 3 kills this round. Dennis with the Deagle still. He has got a helmet. We'll see if it can do any more damage here.
Fun combo left. Dennis on the Deagle. Get right on the CZ. He does have the bomb. Have to keep eyes on where these remaining players from North are as well. Do you have 1 towards the upside? That's AZ playing out of the old vent. 1 by kind of Heaven as well. Kiabi actually backing from that. Looking down towards ramp possibly. Gero taking his time. A lot to clear through, but you do have a player pushing up from ramp, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Valde here. Great deals of information. Geralt could get timed on this. He seems aware there's a chance. Oh, he actually saw the gun. This is great. Geralt now adjusts, waits. Very well played off the small bit of information he gathered. And now it's the springboard attempt. AZ could still be the ace up the sleeve. He's going to have to wait and make sure this is perfect. He gets a little sloppy on it. And that now opens up chance. It's a thin one. You've got 8 seconds. The bomb plant will come down. Kiebi, no kit. But Geralt is locked to this side. He does not know where the opposing player's coming from. The shot was great. Look at the HP on Kiebi. Credit to Get Right. There's not much more you can ask for a player with a UMP at that range up against the famous, but still.
Yeah, I think they'll be buying this next round. NLP, that is. You get 4 kills, bring it down right to the wire there. Kiabi, great work with 4 in total. A bit of drop a weapon, of course, with all those frags picked up. But an amazing attempt there from Geralt. I really like that frag towards lobby as well. Didn't overcommit at the very start. Spotted the barrel, didn't run in the corner. Let him play himself and walk into the crosshair of the CZ. So I was about to say, they're probably going to buy here. They do. It's a little bit untraditional. Like this would be a full eco normally with the bomb down, so many kills obtained. Drop the AKs to whoever you can. You buy armor, you get dropped an AK. Forest will be given that responsibility here. Certainly a gamble, especially the scoreline. It's actually a bit of a window for North in that respect. They're going to have a weak buy up against them, but they've got a similar story. That's why MSL getting aggressive at the very start. He's confirmed, boys, they have 4 sports, and we'll see whether this will be converted into a successful round. Looks quite good right now. Kiabi, perfect position to stop them crossing. Doesn't really nail the shot though. Makes a bit of a meal of it, if I'm honest.
No, they're down secret. All 4 players working their way through. Wonder if they're going to hold and maybe catch on the rotations, trying to force that, or if they're going to go as this pack, as this squad. It looks like that's the case. Squad up and roll out down towards the lower site. You still got the Deagle just on towards Rez, but they do have utility to play. They can kind of lock out some of these positions. They could ideally do with a kill, maybe set something up here. It's going to be hard to get that bomb down with 5 alive against them, but they might go for it. Easy already on patrol though. MSL taking a lot of damage, but it's easy to strike towards Dennis. Alleviating some of the pressure that's starting to mount. The bomb does go down. Not able to stop that one, but AZ does find Rez as he tries to fall off that. You've still got Forest up, who could be integral, but he had to do so much then. Had been a lot of lifting, and Draken gets pushed aside. 4 alive for North and a defuse to follow. A well-controlled round, even with the best intentions from NIP.
See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. North, sure, it'll be a challenging round, and knowing that the force buy could be coming out, but if they win it, it forces NIP to an eco, and now we've got a game on our hands. This is exactly what we were talking about, and you can see the 3k of NIP suggests that us be on CZs again as the loss bonus starts to accumulate for them. So CZs, Deagles, more the same. Here's AZ, he's actually been playing pretty well this game, as we'll see him deny at least that first kill. Didn't stop the bomb going down, but made up for it with a nice quick frag. There it was. 12-6. And like we said, PG50s, Deagles, CZs. Scout for Rez. Quite curious, considering he's down to 1900, but they get 2400 next round, I guess, so that's fine. Get a bit of armor there for Forest and Dennis as well.
See if anyone's willing to give anything up. The early foray of utility's been put out. No quick hits for NFP here. Dennis, the one looking towards the outside, and it's Kievi on the other side for North. Holding down, eyeing up anyone coming through. Gotta be careful. You don't want to give it hurts. Just gets tagged and forced off the angle. Smoke's not gonna keep too much safe for obviously NIP here. Does give Kievi the chance to work around. He gets tagged up and Rez takes him down. Good work. Capitalizing on that one little opportunity. Now Mertz does find Forest, so kind of bringing the favor back towards the CT side, but there's still threats here. And Rez gets to join his fallen teammate. Draken and Get Right, the last two standing, hoping maybe a little bit more mayhem kind of happen towards the outside area, allowing them that chance to get the bomb down, but it looks a little unlikely now. 2 players very much focused towards this. Get Right with the CZ again. Did he hear the player on rafters? No, Mertz waited long enough, played it out well enough, and we will see North staying alive with 3 players.
There we go. 12-7. North start to claw their way back into this one. It's now looking like a very real prospect for them. All power though for Draken for the first time. Remember, Mertz had that very disappointing half with the AWP in the first, so we'll see whether he can pull things back here. And Draken will be willing to challenge it, I'm sure. As we get into round number 20 here. The NIP can find round number 13. We'll see. Molotoving towards ramp to stop the initial push for any CTs MSL presented before. And they're going to have a bit of trouble out here. I'll be only good for 1 though. I guess that's fine. A map like Nuke, it's a little bit different. If you're going to stop the tactic as fast as he can, whatever they had in mind, that will certainly help. It's just going to be Red making his way down towards lower, and MSL keeps fighting back. Get Right though manages to go toe-to-toe, 3-on-3. Not clear who wins the round here. Forest though, another trade. Clear again, but AZ, good flashbangs. He looks like he's keen for frags right now, but maybe a bit too keen. Will it be traded once more? I'm not so sure. Rez, I said in the pre-game, his snappy aim with the AK-47, especially in that one tournament, that really special one in Oakland.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable how good he was. That was when he had a real breakout tournament, showed us his skill potential. Never seen it again, but if it ever comes through, that's going to be unreal.
Yeah, it's a fun one, isn't it? Just sometimes the idea of like what these players can achieve if they just, if they are able to somehow make that consistent, really, really fun. There he is. Nice work in this one. Knife out. Gets a bit of an opportunity, a bit of a couple of fluff lines from Valde there, but yeah, always nice to see that real character coming out. We do see the timeout from North in practice, maybe considering what to do with the money, how to go forward. Also, obviously, momentum-based as well. Don't want to let NIP build back into this, but the pause will come to an end, and we'll see what they go for coming out of the timeout they just called for.
13-7. NIP, funny bit of confidence. Only one player survived, though. So, like I said, North have that better 3 rounds. As long as they can reset each time, that's fine. But they are starting to be whittled down themselves. You can see they are fully invested. Must-win round in more ways than one for North, I'm afraid. One, just to actually avoid the defeat completely, lose this one is pretty much over. And 2, if they can win this round and reset their opposition, they're actually get a chance to win the map. So lots of weight on round number 21, I'm afraid.
21, the big number. Get right, looking through by Squeak. Smoke to hand. Maybe going to try and allow himself a couple of angles to play off. Made out towards the old vent. Not accessible anymore, and AZ more than ready and willing. Good flashes come through, but don't really blind out MSL. He's still fine. The Molotov makes it uncomfortable, but he has support in the right places. Somewhat similar to what we saw from Dennis and Get Right on the other side of things. Very well controlled hit towards upper there.
That's what they needed, and you can see the money is ruined for NIP. So now a chance for them to get stable, and they will be able to build some gaps. If they just get 5 players to survive now, really all bets are off, and NIP will be starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable. This should be North getting up to double digits at this point. We'll have a look. NIP will get 1900 next round. That won't really be enough to Get Right. They might have to take 2 ecos here.
Yeah, a couple of Deagles brought up, but that's about it. Dennis and Draken, the only 2. Good nades to start with. I think that was towards the outside area was. Dennis, Draken, and Rez all on the receiving end. Kiebi's going to hear these steps. He's going to adjust for it. You can see him being a little bit more careful in the corner. Peeking back in, finds Draken. Spray comes in. Does get found in the end by Rez, but the lockouts come in. This is no fun allowed time. Keep those pistols away from us. If you don't have a CZ, you don't get a kill. 13-9.
NIP should eco this one, in my opinion. You've still got a lead. This will be a very difficult round for them. They're going to buy it. You can see, like I said, Get Right, 3,300. It's always possible to win these rounds. I just think the risk is outweighing the potential reward right now. That's what they go for. UMP, 4 AK. You can see just apparent lack of utility there. They get 3 smokes, some flashbangs, no Molotov. I guess the Molotovs aren't super important. You help a lot in post-plant situations. That bombs down, like Molotov towards heaven and all that sort of stuff. They'll go towards outside. A few gaps in the smoke. We'll see whether Mertz can find the first kill. Certainly can. Takes down Dennis. And this is when NIP are going to struggle. They've used all their utility at the very start of the round. They've lost their first pick. They haven't really got much for it. CT's ready and waiting towards lower. Draken, though, really needs to set the world alight here. He'll be boosted up towards heaven and see if he can make a play. But it's such an obvious one now. It's obviously not a 2-man boost like it used to be in CSGO first came out. You can get out of the way yourself. It's kind of the compromise for the catwalk being removed.
Much shouldn't be called out by this. It looks like he's kind of, I guess, allowing for both, right? He wants to have a little look towards the outside area, but he's also holding that angle. But seeing what we're waiting on here. What's the go-to on? No,
Draken,
like, backs off this. He's going to make noise on that too.
Yeah, Draken looking just for anyone walking out. That's a noise made, but Draken can't capitalise on it, I'm afraid. Hoping that Vada would overextend a bit there. Not going to be the case. 5-on-3. Remember, NIP just need to win a single map cleanly, and he's just missed a sitter.
He spotted out the player on top of Hart as well, and he waited just long enough so he could get the full information on the side. But the old vent, the shot didn't come out. Bit of an issue. Forrest left in the 1v5. It's 25 seconds, and it's looking very unlikely. AZ there shuts the book on him, and it's North looking quite consistent now. NIP going out on a limb that round. You highlighted the money would be a factor. They went on that kind of, I guess, more strenuous purchase here. Now that's going to echo.
Yeah, no warp, not even full AKs at a UMP, which in my opinion is pretty useless on a map like Nuke. So many long-range duels. Yeah. Even in the upper bomb site, like your only true encounter with the UMP is coming out of the hut straight away and getting someone in the rafters. As soon as the bomb's down, you're shooting towards heaven, and then you really want the AK. But either way, it will be Dennis with the Deagles struggling to get up there. And that's why I really think that purchase from NIP was not required. Now he's given up 2 rounds as they're full eco pretty much here. Just some upgraded pistols, no armor, and a real difficult procedure ahead of them, I would say. If they can win this round, I'll be very impressed indeed.
It would be very surprising, wouldn't it? Quite unlikely. But there we go. There it is. Nice and snappy. Rez trying to make a play with that P250, but MSL gets the better of him. It's not happening, apparently. AZ's loving that. Nice and crisp shot towards Get Right there, but it's, you know, easy pickings overall. We've seen dangerous pistols, but this map doesn't allow for too much on the T side, and AZ can enjoy that one. Nice little target practice by Squeaky. Overall, however, it is North building back in here. All the rounds, maybe even all the bonus rounds, Henry. We have
Possibly.
the coming out.
Yeah, we'll have to see. That's always... the thing is, for NOP, that wouldn't... I think if they get 2 points, that's still fine. If they win in overtime, that's okay as well. They have to make sure it's a win in overtime. If not, I feel like they have to then get another win. As long as they win one of these 2 maps. If they don't get anything tonight, I think they have one chance next week. But it's tonight is to secure things.
Okay. Well, Alex has done the prep. I don't know if he's got, you know, the notes out again. I'm
I
sure he does.
can't see the notes over there, but I think he keeps
no.
them private now after I was reading out his gold yesterday. Yeah.
He puts a lot of work into that, so I mean, you've got to keep the cards close to the chest. We will probably get an update from Alex as to how this will go down once this game comes through, but 13 to 11, of course, still very much a lot to be seen here. Timeout was called and we are back underway. Good purchase for both sides. This is going to be the fun one. This could be a big one for both teams. Obviously the money far more secure behind North. They have that nice bank building. Mertz on 10k, AZ. MSL not far off either. NIP, very different look to them.
Yes, this is looking quite bleak at this point. No AWP again for Draken on the rifle. Let's get right. Looks towards main entrance. They still need 2 rounds to get overtime. Looks like I'll be struggling to just get even one at this point. We'll see though as we get into the next round. I'll be using this. I think it was Shoxy I first saw using this. I'm not sure. Maybe that's wrong. Either way, it was someone. It's a common boost right now. You do this smoke. Not that one. That's not ideal.
It's quite funny because they removed the yellow bollard that used to be out there. That was Rain's position. If you ever saw Rain, he'd do the smoke himself, pop up on that, and he would just destroy everyone. Once that got removed, people kind of went, oh, that's a good idea. Where else can I do this? And it was like, oh, I guess we have to kind of drop it back a little bit. But it's always, I love seeing stuff like that. I think it's really, really nice. Rez receives a lot of damage here, actually, and Mertz very much in the action, too, finding Draken very quickly. This is not looking good for NIP. They're kind of being herded towards this Valve. Aware, but couldn't do much about it. Very quick from Get Right, but the rest is all success from North. The smoke going in towards lower. The smoke's... Yeah, sure. It's there. But it's a 4v2. Rez and Get Right, the last 2 alive. They're going to have to try and batten down the hatches. The vent gets broken. It's not bad, actually. This is pretty good. Rez trying to capitalize this. Pushes forward. He gets the kill. It's a 1v1. Mertz now. The AWP. Molotov goes in. Can he do this? Smoke goes up. He's on it. He actually he goes off. And now, a missed shot. No. That is an absolute disaster. Rez now can play the time. The defuse is happening as we speak. And a huge blunder from Mertz. And a great play from Rez between him and Get Right, really pulling this back.
Yeah, Mertz panicking there. He didn't go for the full defuse, didn't have the minerals to go for it. I think that was a great call. Get that smoke down. You've got the Molotov in the vent. There's a lot of pressure for the T to come out, and there's not a chance he'll really get the shot spot on. But then got off it. Still a good call. That was still workable. And then couldn't hit the money shot. That really hindered him significantly with the AWP. It was always going to be a bit of a struggle there. Rez to finish things off. A scrappy round, 4-on-2 for NIP, but they'll take it. As the money's still absolutely fine for North. It'll be NIP to take a timeout here. Actually, their first one, apparently. I guess that makes sense considering their first half was 12-3. Yeah. We'll be going into round number 26 here. Can NIP find match point? We'll see. North still have a good chance of winning this one, don't get me wrong. Not over until they read 16 at the top. Need to be careful though, the money will be a slight problem. They can still buy one more. You can see AZ 6400 Mertz will have over 5k. Draken will be boosted up, looking above the smoke, taking some significant nade damage there. Jumps across, trying to see if he can open things up as they go for a heavy outside play here, using the smokes to get down towards Secret. That looks like there's a missed smoke.
It does, doesn't it? I wonder if it's a bait or if it genuinely is just flat out missed, and it looks like it is a missed smoke. Mertz finding room in that. MSL punishing. Small errors can really rack up in this one.
Why they don't just bail out of it, I don't really know. I think at that point when you've missed that smoke, let's just cancel it, boys. It's not going to work. And they've just instead walked into the crosshair of Mertz, and down the first player goes, and this is the reset again. As NFP only had one player surviving before, remember? So there will be no bomb planted here, and no money for the next round. It'll be a double eco, pretty much.
Flash goes in, trying to set Draken up for the play, but the timing wasn't there for it. And we've got Rez left alive on 15 HP, so it's been looking very unlikely to work out favourably towards the Swedes. I don't see them quite getting what they need from this one, but again, this is going to be one of those close games, isn't it? Right down to the wire, quite possibly. You feel North will now come back, get a few rounds.
This is almost certainly a double eco coming up. You can see the perfect position for the CT. MSL waiting for them here. He's got them completely locked down. There's no way Draken can even expect this. He goes, and then low HP for Rez. He might get a trade here, but it'll be almost in vain. Doesn't do a whole lot for him.
Yep, MSL leaps down. Just Batman's the boy. Good kills mostly all around. Valdo's been quiet, but North have certainly really started to wake up. We saw a very quiet game coming from them in the first half, of course, barely getting any rounds, but big performance swing increase from them. 14 to 12, still viable for NIP, but they need something here. It feels like they've been very quiet throughout this. It doesn't feel like they've had that same pressure even in some of the rounds we saw from North. Some good individual moments, and that's where some of the rounds have come from, those individual moments for NIP. However, utility still flush for North, so no rushes, no quick hits to be found. The CZs, P250s, no armor, no utility for NIP is all they can really muster here.
Yeah, this is getting desperate now. NIP will get $1,900. Dennis has gone all in, so they can't even buy next round.
Oh, he did get armor.
Yeah, he's purchased everything.
Fair enough.
We've read it before. This is, look how easy that is. Line them up. They run in one by one. Bombs down. An absolute disaster for NIP.
Got to be quite draining, these sort of games for them as well. You have that advantage coming in, and you kind of sit there and you tell yourself, all right, as long as we get the pistol, all right, as long as we get the first gun round, and then it's like, oh, we've not done that.
Yeah,
so it's a long one. It goes from
that's what we're talking about with their interesting idea to force buy in the third round after bringing it down to 1 versus 1. That's why I say when you have those sort of leads, don't have to take those gambles. That's just going to open the floodgates of disaster, and you can see how that spirals out of control very quickly. Blink and you'll miss it. Like, I don't think NIP can probably believe how they've got here. They were 12-3 up. Losing the pistol is okay, but don't force buy if you don't have to. You know, just keep that advantage. Play the gun rounds. If you are going to lose this game, sure, that does happen, but at least go at the end of the map knowing that you at least lost in gun rounds, not for wrecking your own economy trying to take these huge gambles. Like, it does happen, but at least do everything you can to avoid it. As we'll get into round number 28, we are going to see all the rounds here, whether you like it or not. We'll see if NIP can do anything with this. I don't think they can. I didn't quite catch the final money. I think it's hovering on the 3K mark. So yeah, a couple of partial buys there. Get right, we'll get the CZ armor. P250s, flashbangs, CZs, that is it. And they might just be going for a fast outside and try to overwhelm the AWPer and go for the Locust attack.
Is that the new name for this?
Yeah, let's get pistols and run area and try and take down an AWPer.
Alright, see if the swarm happens. The Zerglings are en route, but Valde, not a fan, doesn't like StarCraft. They're all gonna die.
Yeah, it didn't really work out for them.
Did you ever play StarCraft?
Never played it.
No, I mean,
I bought StarCraft 2 when it first came out and didn't even install it. That's like 40 quid as well.
Yeah, they're not. It's not cheap.
And then I think I watched some of my videos and I was like, that looks way too complicated. That is not Red Alert 2. That's what that is not what I expected.
That's not what
I used to love
for.
like Command and Conquer games.
Oh, they were great.
They were really simple though. Like, you didn't really have to know too much to do those. You just jump in those and have fun.
Like,
build some French cannons and test the towers and stuff. It was all fine.
You play Age of Empires, I assume?
I played Age of Empires. That was a lot of fun as well.
Ooh,
Speaking of fun,
what is this?
That's what I'm talking about. As it goes towards the hut entrance,
with an orb.
completely dismantles Drake in there.
Oh,
Yeah, great pick to get, but it is answered back.
look at this guy. Refreshing. Look at the vending machine. Misses a shot. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I love the way this has opened up this round, though. You know, I'm all about a little bit.
This is now overtime. You do know that. I hope you're aware.
Sure, get right. He's got 4 kills. He's doing it. Why North? Just because it's refreshing doesn't mean it's necessarily a good thing.
It was a nice first shot, but Get Right did punish them for it. They maybe got a bit overzealous there. This is the first shot. Wasn't even a no-scope? No, it was very
straight
quick.
Up.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's another play where he gets an opening kill. He could just fall out of that one. Gets the fire before you've got the
pushing
AWP.
hut with the AWP. Not sure if it's
Not a thing, really.
not a thing.
That play was crazy. Like, that was most players won't take that, but he hit the shot great. But all your work is redundant if you push for the AWP and then give up like 2 or 3 frags and put your team on the back foot there. So can NIP close it out? They've already guaranteed 1 point at least. They need to land 2 in both of these maps coming up.
So we could have OT in both.
We could have OT in both, that would be enough.
Woof. Kievi pushed up outside. The smoke's not kind of giving away too much that we actually have a player going further forward. That's Rez. Didn't make much sound either. Kievi might have his
he wouldn't be able to call that.
But you're not going to 100% call it, so that's going to be quite interesting. And now he's seeing smokes coming out again, so this could be fun. Kievi does get Draken, but seems the Shadow can't capitalize on Dennis, however. Now that's the problem. Rez was ahead of where they expected. He was kind of behind enemy lines. And they weren't assured that someone could have been there. So now we're into a 3v3 where actually this is quite a fun situation.
Here we go. It is right down to the wire here. Lots of pressure in this round as AZ will find the first kill and bring them one step closer to overtime. And we'll see whether the 3-on-2 will work out for them. Get right and T-spawn. No map control really whatsoever. Forrest trying to tentatively look outside. This is a massive risk by him walking out in that area. Get right is going to, you know what, I'll just run with you and just die. There we go. Ooh, someone gets away with not taking any damage. He's spotted. Like, this is so obvious now. 30 seconds, it can go nowhere else. This is almost looking like a certain... Hazy, what are you up to?
How is he alive? This round is horrible. 20 seconds. One player was in the vent. MSL's still there. Now Molotov'd out. He's forced away. But they've only got 15 seconds. There's at least 2 players towards the side. There's one above on rafters, one on ramp. Forrest takes down the ramp, but will they expect AZ? Surely not. He's naturally still alive. Where's the bomb? Oh, it's just fallen too far away. Just too late on the plant. A second out from that. And indeed, I love the ambition, Forrest. Henry, it's the dream. It's what you've been waiting for.
It's overtime. There we go. Who would have thought? 12-3 converted into another 6 rounds. As we'll get into, we'll take the traditional 2-minute break, I would assume.
You reckon it's only 2 minutes? I'm going to keep eyes on it.
Okay, start the timer.
I don't know where that is on my phone. It's still a relatively new phone. I can't do it.
Is it?
Clock.
It's not on the Nokia system anymore.
Yeah.
The black and white
Shut
screen.
up. I'm old. This is the first time I've actually felt really old, is when things don't feel intuitive anymore. Like, I tried to use Snapchat, and it's just like, no. Like,
I never did Snapchat. I'm just on board with Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, I'm getting there now, but I still don't kind of deal with the, like, swiping around thing. Like, you know, if you want to go to other... It's just... it's the first time I felt old, is when, like, I couldn't, like, just... You know, you just use something that's, like, tailored for your, like, your age. It's
yeah,
like,
I'm trying to think of what I found of stuff like that. What kind of apps are there? Instagram took me a while to get on board with the whole stories and everything like that. I was like, bloody hell, I don't know what this means. What's a story? Why is there a story?
What's a story?
Oh, yeah, it's just guys taking pictures of their dinners. It's not really a story, if I'm honest.
I was on board for a tale, and you've given me some hipster avocado on toast.
Well, here are the scores for you. ADR, it's listed in. It's actually AZ at the very top. What a performance by him. 25 kills. 21 for Kiabi. Get right, great showing from him as well. Dennis dropped off a little bit on the T side. He was fantastic on the C side. I think he only posted maybe 3 or 4 kills in the second half. Unfortunately for him, it was looking so good for him on the CT side. And there it is, overtime will happen. Remember, they do need 2 points here. So if NLP can win in overtime, they will make it to the Dallas finals, happening in a couple of weeks' time. Maybe 3 weeks' time, not sure. 4 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that. It's in there.
Blurs into one.
Yeah.
It's after Sydney, so you've got a little bit of time on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never been to Dallas.
I was there last time.
How was it? As a city,
good.
as a place. Did you get to go
Texas
out
is
much?
crazy. The food there is nuts.
Oh, the
I will say
barbecue.
that.
I remember being there before.
Like
That
every
is
restaurant I went to,
incredible.
they do food properly there. The thing I've always liked about America is like the hospitality industry, like getting nice waiters and great food and stuff and drinks and stuff is amazing. The restaurants are always awesome. So like all you can eat is a big thing out there. They love that.
I would say though, being someone who's British, occasionally when I'm feeling like extra just anxious, it's like it's a lot when they're being that friendly.
Okay.
You know, it's like sometimes I like to be on the tube, not making eye contact with people, not talking. If someone answers a phone call, it's just like, what are you doing? 2 minutes and 8 seconds. But the point being, it's a lot sometimes. I do appreciate it. Like the food is incredible though. It's nice, you know, free refills.
Yeah,
can't feel bad
Diet
about
Coke
that.
free refills is something we really don't have in the UK. Even in Nando's, we don't get that. Like it's.
No, you have to pay for like the bottomless thing, and it's still like, do I need 4 Coca-Colas? No.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're back into it. 16k teams do not swap, and it will be the rifles for the main 4. Draken on the AWP, of course. Same story for Mertz. And let's have a look. Will they change anything up? We didn't really see many rushes or anything from NIP or executions. They don't seem to have the feather in the cap like North do with that lower execution. They did it once, to be fair. Something they had tons of strategies, but haven't really seen those set pieces from NIP. Lots of defaults and trying to force the issue outside, then destroying their own economy. Get right, can't give them the vent. Is that what he's trying to do? I'm not really sure what he's up to. He's just going to get back and squeak in and bail out of this operation.
Bit of attention being put elsewhere. Mertz finding res. Not sure where that was. Towards ramp, okay. And really, NIP, the T side didn't quite have that pizzazz I was hoping for, as you highlighted. We didn't see those set pieces or those kind of more interesting ways of playing out. It was just kind of one of those that it feels like they're going through the motions. A couple of very rushed decisions. Certainly hindering their economy throughout this, but here we go. Molotov goes in. And Dennis decided to try and claim some real estate here. I guess you could say recently they've had a couple of issues closing out games. If you want to look at some of the previous results. P maybe not quite as consistent as they'd like, but Forest with a good little battle towards AZ. Not clean, not pretty, but it gets the job done. Dennis falls towards Kiebi. But here's the fun battle, because that bomb is in the hands of Geray, and that's Mert still very much on watch. He's still, you know, putting in his duty. Smoke goes down towards the lower side, aware there's probably a player down there. Good work from Mertz. And in the meantime, we did see MSL putting up the numbers as well. So good denial of that bomb, finding any avenue to join the other players towards that lower side.
Well, there we go, Lauren. It will be North to pick things up. It really has gone the full distance. I guess it's the T side of NIP that like looks a bit off. They don't seem to have much more than the defaults. Their fakes are lacking. I haven't really seen anything. I thought, wow, that was really crazy. Though. Like, what a nice execute like we saw from North. But either way, money's still going to be fine for them. That's one thing they have going in their favour, I guess, as they head towards outside. They'll be lining up the smokes. These will be the very standard smokes, just landing on the left-hand side of the red boxes, and they don't have to use them like we described in the first or regulation time. Molotov towards the steps, and that's the CTs giving it back in equal fashion. CTs will be waiting to get down there. They throw the Molotov on the CT side, just to know you're not going to do a ton of damage, but allows players like AZ to have a bit of time to rotate. What's he up to, though? Oh my goodness, he's going to sit in the smoke? Let them walk past? Is that the play? Okay, he's away on the other side and then fall back. I thought he was inside the smoke.
Well, he really wants a bit of it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of players there. That's a good nade. Does catch Dennis and Draken quite well. As he falls down towards the stairs side. Last time, Dennis was quite good at getting towards this, and Dennis does very nicely again. AZ gets removed, and now the floodgates start to creep open. Right, sprays in to try and catch anyone going down towards the vents. Unable to really capitalize on many of these rotations. Draken going to try and bring that up close, and didn't go so good.
Oof, res. Wide peak takes down Mertz, and MSL back and forth we go again. Not clear who's going to win the round, but it might be NIP this time. They're in the 3 versus 2, but the bomb's not planted. 30 seconds remaining. Still a chance here for the north side. Kiabi knows it. We'll be opening doors as soon as they go for that plant. Hello. Surprise. And he'll take one down. Valda with the follow-up frag. So Molotov towards the ramp here. And it's up to Dennis now to try and get that bomb planted. It's still going to be a little bit difficult for him. Plants behind the silo, of course. No utility for Valda to speak of. He has got the kid, of course, considering it is overtime. Dennis low. Valda knows exactly where he is and takes him down. 2-0. That was an advantage for NIP as well. Planting it in the open there when they didn't have anyone at the door begs the question. Obviously, they've got decon to work with and the window side as well, but took a massive risk just going for that bomb plant and not really having any presence whatsoever towards the window room. Valda comes out, denies the plant. Valda will be backed up, and it all goes wrong with Dennis low HP. Tries to do everything he can, even through the pistol. To the left-hand side of the silo. Didn't really work out for him, though.
Yeah.
All for Draken, and this might be the 3-0.
Could be. We have seen strong CT sides, though, so far, if you want to put it that way.
Sure.
I'm worried that this could be still a double OT situation, even if North do get the clean 3. We'll see. Dennis going to try and put some numbers on the board. That gun barrel.
Oh, yeah. He really struggled on the T side. He was fantastic on the cannon terrors, wasn't he? He got like 15, 16 kills on the CT side.
Where's that guy gone?
Then they got the AK, and it's just like they look a little bit lost here. I guess he has only been game leader of this team for maybe, 2 months now?
Yeah.
Nuke might be one of the maps that is like, wow, the CT side solid, we'll just run defaults on the T side and see what we can do. They definitely need a bit of work here on this particular map. But either way, it will be NIP looking to recover the 5 on 4. If you think back to it, Lauren, the only rounds they've won on the T side is when someone individually has got like 4 kills and gone absolutely wild for them. They haven't like done a really clean round of 5-player survivors. Like Get Right finds 3 kills by himself in the lobby after an all push. It hasn't been anything too convincing yet. But 5 on 4, patient play by Kiabi, waiting for them to commit. Waits on the left-hand side of the steps there. or right-hand sided from his POV, and he'll be seeing if he can get this first kill. He has got a slight advantage. Well, quite a massive one if Rez looks to vent like that. And it will be the 5-on-3. He can fall back at this point for the reasons we discussed before. Doesn't have to challenge frags. Make them commit to the bomb site. And look at all that damage.
Ooh,
Grenade. That could be a double kill. Boom. Takes down Get Right. Draken tagged up as well. 3-0 looking almost guaranteed at this point. Mertz will get the penultimate frag. And Forrest. Sneaky position. But how does he win it? Oof, maybe not like that. He'll get the bomb and just run down the vents, but he's got a surprise. One, he will greet with open arms. Good Molotov. And he can plant. Oh, no, he can't.
Valdez says no.
Oh, he's at the ramp. Okay.
But still, that was got a little dangerous. So you start believing that maybe Forrest kind of rolling back a little something there. But it is going to be the clean 3 for North. NIP, they had a good CT side. There's no taking that away from it.
Sure, but if I'm North right now, I'm running that lower execution first round.
You reckon they're going to do it?
I'm doing it first round. It's like, that worked perfectly. Let's not grind this out. Let's get that execution going. We've got the bomb down. If you get the bomb down at 5-on-5, you've got the advantage. That's ultimately another man they've got to deal with, like a 6-on-5 with a bomb down. So if you can just get that down with no interactions whatsoever, great. Let's do that. If we can do that first round, win it, 4-0, amazing. We will find out, though. I would say that would be my call right now. MSL is a Source player. Maybe he's got a similar mindset to me. Set pieces, if they work, let's use them. And we'll see what happens here in round number 1 at the second half.
Let's see if the Source brain
I would be calling that all day long.
Yeah? Just straight up. Like, here we go. Here we go. Let's see.
We've done it once. They won't necessarily be expecting it.
Here we go.
They have got a good spawn on Valda, though. Maybe he'll want to try and use that. Maybe he's going to get a bit of bloodlust there. We'll see.
Sometimes you got to put bloodlust.
Best shooting out the windows, Lauren. Here we go.
But Henry, you said you should do that anyway. You got to set the precedent like you do with the smokes.
I'm just saying.
I know we're both excited for this, Henry. I know. This could still be it. This could... I don't know. MSL showing presence towards outside, and whoa, Dennis
again.
Disaster for him.
Off in the last 10 rounds.
Absolutely. Now let's see if Forrest gets pushed out of this position, because this is where the Molotovs do land. They do have the Molotovs in hand. Henry.
Okay.
Henry. You've got the Source brain.
Source brain. It's not the best brain to have.
It's not great.
But it's a brain.
But it'll do.
It's a functioning brain.
Well.
Here it comes. Down towards lower they come. The Molotovs thrown in. And the burning begins. You have to drop down into fire. Get right. What are you going to do about this? The flashbangs are brutal. And Lauren, it's happening. He's called it. And they're going to be getting down there. That's what you want to see as Mertz gets another kill. It just makes sense. That's why you call it. It makes sense. And now Rez still towards lower. They don't actually know where he is. Draken will get a frag here. 3-on-2. Rez in the open. I'm not sure how he's still alive. The bomb is down, though. He is spotted. He could go for a defuse here as well. I'm not sure where the remaining T's are. Valda will take down the AWP at least 3 versus 1. And it's just a beautiful call. The Source brain swelling in IQ. It's
Great job. Yeah, it's like, honestly, Henry, I can't say anything more than that. You summarised it perfectly. North coming back in after a very disastrous first half. It felt like NIP were very much on the verge, but what a turn of events for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Win that pistol, and the Nuke CT side in this current form in the meta is very strong indeed. We'll throw it to a break and see what the analysts thought about. I'm sure they've got a lot to talk about. Lots of information to dissect there. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back on map number 2 very shortly.